We got some folks. Jill, how are you? Earl and Charlotte. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. Nice to see some warm people around. uh, Deval, Trudy, Amber. Sounds like the Mouseketeers. I don't know if you're old enough. Boy, there was a kid's show. I guess it was Mickey Mouse. It must have been Disney. And it was the Mouseketeers. Some of the people that were little Mouseketeers grew up. I think Annette Filicello, one I remember. She became a movie star and stuff. Yeah, a teen idol. It's a teen idol is very interesting when you're a teen. After you're a teen, it doesn't sound so interesting. But thanks for being here. I still enjoy this so much, and I enjoy helping people. Um, I see that we have some problems. Some people are quitting because they just watch videos, or they tell me they watch videos and get nothing. Yes, let me explain about the videos. I mean, this is a way for me to communicate. We all use what we have. I mean, to me, marketing is, um, without spending a lot of money. You can always spend a lot of money to market. However, if you're marketing your product or services, like me, I used to, I got an MBA and got all these courses and ways to market and do that. And every time I spend money on marketing, all I did was lose money until I stopped spending money on marketing. Uh, and that's why I do videos. I find that it is marketing. I'm using, that's why I like social media. Social media now, you don't need money to market because you just do for free. You do a YouTube video. It used to cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to do videos and market on television because they only had a handful of channels at the time and things like that. And it's so much easier now, I think, to start a business. It's so much easier to market and things like this. But I'm starting to learn the downside of the educating through video. I mean, the videos really are classes. They don't get you a grant. So you really have to stop watching videos and go and get grants. Now, the way to do that is really the best way is to call people. You have to find out what's there. I mean, we give you the sources to start. So you say you want a grant to start a business, okay? What we do is we show you where in your city are the people that are free that get grant money to help you start a business in your city, okay? You're not, no matter how many videos of mine you watch, they won't get you a grant until you start talking to people. Maybe they'll get your website or whatever. You get lucky or whatever, but most likely not. And that's why this is a process that may or may not be easy, and most likely it's not easy. You would like it to be easy. I would like it to be easy. And then I probably wouldn't have a business because it'd be so easy, people wouldn't need anything. But it's not. And if you have somewhere else to get the money, then go get it, please, somewhere else. don't rely on me because this may take work. And everything does. It's like you getting a job. If I said I was going to get you a job, first of all, nobody could promise you a job. Yeah. We could show you people that are hiring. Then you have to contact those people and find out if you match what they want. And that's what getting a grant is like. I can't guarantee that you'll get a grant, but I could show you people that are in charge of giving out grants or how to find them. And then you have to make contact with them to get a grant. Now, if you have time, you should see a member. Her name is Porsche, Porsche. Let me put this in the chat. Okay. Oh, Charity. Hi, sweetie. Nice to see you. Porsche, and then PICAT. So if you remember, only one S. I am terrible. I make so many mistakes. The older I get, I make mistakes anyway, but the older I get, I just keep making more and more. But her, search for her in either Facebook or Let's Go Help Too, and you'll see her report on how she was able to get rid of a phone bill. Okay, it was, I don't know, like $200 or a little less or whatever, and how many phone calls she had to make, but she did it. Okay. And she did it right. And people, the first people she called, they say, no, there's no way that we could, that you could get out of this phone bill. She talked to another person. She asked that person, bring me somebody else. And then they say, oh, there's no way, no phone. And then by the third person or so that she spoke with, they say, oh, we could cut that in half or a big chunk, get rid of the phone bill. And she really needed that. She's has a disability, unemployed or whatever, and still had this, that she didn't have that money. So she kept going and just asking for other people to talk to. Well, a day later, 2 days later, and you can see her message on this, they called her back and said, it's all gone. We erased it all. See, they were able to do that. Okay. And that's what life is. You have life that everyone thinks of, and then you have real life, how people, that things don't have to be normal. Okay. Things are normal, just to get through life easier. But boy, if you want to do something, you have to make sure you find abnormal. You make abnormal. And that's what life is about. I mean, you don't have to do this. Of course you don't. And it may not be, you may not feel comfortable in doing it. That's okay. You try it anyway. You keep, if you don't start and do it a little, you'll slowly see that, hey, it's not as bad as you thought. And you're able to do something. Like she's going to do something like this for the rest of her life and work up from a couple hundred, probably to a couple thousand or whatever. I may be wrong. I'm sure I am in some places or whatever, lots of places. But all I know for sure, if you don't try, you get absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Got my shed painted, a costume, and the church paid for it. Charity, charity, charity. Wonderful. Yeah, charity. That's so sweet of you to share. See, that's why. How do we get other people to realize that? And it's a numbers game. I think we're all instinctively, it's a human condition that we want to be easy. And I need help with dental implants. Yes. If you remember, send the report. If you're not a member, go to findhelp.org and look for dental care and see, okay, now see, that's what we do a lot. We send you organizations that are in business to help you with that problem. See, you don't know about them because they don't advertise. What the average person knows in the country are the people that sell things, that sell dental implants, that sell, new cars. Nobody knows the ones that give them away because they're not ubiquitous. Not everyone doesn't do it, right? And they don't advertise. The people who want your money advertise. So when you go to Google, you go anywhere, you're only going to learn about the people who want your money. The people who will do it for free aren't there because they don't advertise. Google will do their best not to show you those people because they get no money from you using them. They get money if you use the people that charge you money. So that's why it's a different ball game. How do I go about getting a personal grant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Well, the first thing, particularly Jessica, as a member, Let's Go Help, go to let's see, how do I get that? Oh, let me get you the link on Let's Go Help too for the 500 grants for your website. Okay. Here it is. Okay. I'll be right back there in the brand new show. Right there. Okay. Here, Jessica, here's our link to the 500 mini grants report. Okay, now this is probably the best report we have. We have the monster report, we have the meta report. This is more important in your life than anything else we have, anything else we'll ever have, and anything else I've ever had. Okay, because this gets everything by. Thank you for. Oh, well, that's nice, Wendy. No, I'm I just use it again. I mean, it is so important. I mean, it is getting real answers. Get rid of that Google, please. Okay, back to the 500 mini grant reports. The 500 mini grant reports shows you, and it breaks it down by product. See, this is what I think the the government doesn't do. It says, here's business, but business stuff is not in one place, it's 100 places. So we take the question, okay, there's about a dozen areas of interest that I show you all the programs in that state for that area. So if you need help with bills and expenses, there's a listing there. And what you have to do with that listing is start contacting them. And that's the only way it happens, Jessica, and everybody else. I'm so sorry that you have to do this. It would be wonderful if you didn't have to. It'd be wonderful for everybody to get help, but it's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen in my lifetime or your lifetime. We have a system that's been set up, since the turn of the last century, that we're not going to change it. And all we kept doing is making little improvements by putting stuff on top of the old stuff, on top of the old stuff, on top of the old stuff. It's like a program that was written, in Fortran, which is the software I knew, 40 or 50 years ago. And people fix it and put other stuff on it to make things work for the current day, but they're still the old stuff. And so it's very complicated. It gets that. But you don't have to let the complication, stop you. You can't. I mean, we have a complicated society. We have a complicated internet. You'll figure it out, but the only way is by trying. And so you go there, you want to start a business or pay your bills or get educated, buy a house or whatever. You look at the housing section, are all the organizations in your state. We have a report for every state. So all the organizations in your state that help with housing. Your job is absolutely apply. And thank you again for your offspring or whoever that nice lady was that helped us. Anyway, you have to contact the persons. In other words, you'll see the link, you'll see the phone and whatever. The best is to use the phone. If you can't, or they don't have a phone number, then you email them. Okay. Oh, look, okay, here's Charity saying, nothing is easy. Sometimes you could maybe get lucky, but most of the time you have to call 3 to 5 at a minimum churches, and then they will want to come and see your shed, and that's a lot, and there's a lot more to it. See, yeah, but you got it, and Charity got it. And if you read what Porsche did, she had to do more than that, and she's making a game out of it. See, that's it too. You have to have fun doing it. Then it's not like going to the dentist. If you could find a dentist for free, then that's it. Can we apply to different states? Yes, but most of the programs will be if you're living there. In other words, like to get a grant, Wisconsin grant to start a business. They're not going to give you a grant from Wisconsin money to start a business in Ohio and things like that. So most of that is your state. That's why we have 50 states. All the states are there. You download your state. Now, here's another thing. That listing of 50 states, please download copies of this for your friends. Will you please download to your friend? Take it. You have a friend in Maine, download that. Send that link to that person. Say, hey, look through this for help in solving your financial problems. Please, the government should be doing this. I don't think I should be doing this. This is all government programs. If I invented the program and it was my money, then yes, I want to get paid. But I'm not. This is government money for you and I that live in America. And you don't even have to be a citizen. Some you do, some you don't. So you just go and look. You don't have to be rich, poor. Some you do, some you don't. If you're going to eliminate yourself, it's sort of like, he'll never go out with me. Why should I ask? You never know till you ask. That's the only real answer. Me or anybody else telling you that you're eligible or not is absolutely wrong. We're guessing, and maybe that's helpful. Okay. But still ask the people giving out the money. If you're not asking the people giving out the money, then you don't have the answer. You just have somebody guessing. And look how often the experts are wrong. I'm looking for guys to pay my new truck, pay for a new truck. Okay, if it's for business, Chris, then you want to go to item number 3, yes, right. That's why I think I got to make sure people know times are hard. Now you're going to have to work harder to get through the stuff because it isn't there. Okay. On the mentor, here, let me give you I think I have it right up here. Okay. Yeah, here it is. The link to the Monster Grant Report. Okay. In the Monster Grant Report, this is how you get a grant. Okay. For your business or truck or anything. You make appointments. You go to item number 3 in this report. And all the sources are there for people who give money and grants for business. What you do, there's a whole bunch of people in your state that help you think through your idea on the best way to get that money. Okay. That's who you want to talk to. They may or may not be people who actually give you the money. That doesn't matter yet. See, you have to talk to people about knowing what's out there. In other words, you're saying you want a grant or whatever, and that's logical, and I understand, but there may be more opportunities than that, and that's why talking to people who help people, I know, Martha, we all do, and take little baby steps, please. And let me know what happens. Let me finish the business. Okay, go to number 3, find the number 3 there, and the people that help you. These are free business mentors. Okay, so you want to call on a few of them. Don't just rely on one answer. You call on one and say, okay, I got lost. I'm reading what people are saying and trying to think. And I can't do that at 80. Shit, I can barely tie my shoelaces. Let alone double. Multitask. And make an appointment with these people who help you for free solve any problem you have with a business or to start a business. Okay. It doesn't get better than that, because it's too complicated to send you right to money. There's too many possibilities. So you have to talk to people who know more about all those possibilities where you live, okay? And that's important. See, Charity just did a very charitable thing right now by telling somebody else how difficult it is for her to make those calls. But she did it and got her shed painted, right? Otherwise, she would probably have to look at that shitty shed. Oh, shitty shed. I have a 2001 double wide poor insulation, just received. I built my AC. Is that what you're living in? Running to highway fan grinds and can fix this insulation, possibly offset the electric bill. Yes, Brian. Item number 2 in the Monster Grant Report that I put the link up there. Download that. Now in item number 2, there's a whole bunch of organizations for home repair, insulation, everything. What you have to do, you look through that list, and some will look maybe interesting, some not. But the real thing you have to do is start calling. You call these people that have these opportunities that may or may not be for you. Even if they're not for you, you call anyway. You call these people and ask them about, hey, I hear you have something and I don't think I'm eligible for it. Am I? So you don't put them in a tough spot. So if they have to say no, because you want more from them than just whether it's yes or no from their program. You want information from them on what they know about other organizations that may have something that you will be eligible for or that you may be eligible for. That's the key. That's what you need more than anything else. And again, like Charity, who went through a half a dozen churches until she found one, or Porsche, PORSCHEPICAT. See how many phone calls she had to make to get that. Okay, I mean that's very important. Nothing is easy. I mean, you can't, just wake up one morning and I want to play professional football or anything like that. But this is reasonable. Professional football is not reasonable. This is reasonable because 100 million to 200 million people get grants from the government. A half or 70% of the more people do. The 7 phone call, boy, that was something I started using 50 years ago. It still works out. Actually, the phone is even more important today because particularly Google has caused more problems than it's solved because it shows you how complicated everything is. And Google doesn't, it's only good if you know the exact name of what you're looking for. If you're looking for help in a general, I need help to do this or whatever, then what happens, the billions of people who want to sell you something because you need help, they're the people you'll find, not the people who will give you money for free or free services, because Google doesn't get paid by them. Okay. So that's why AI is so much better. At least it keeps you in the game. Like the one I just did, I think I just put it up on YouTube. I even forget what the hell I did it for. It's about me. Well, actually, it was about me. You can find out about me. And then you put in, who is Matthew Lesko? And you get some other stuff. And you'll find some bad shit about me. And it's not even for my ex-wives. And then Bart is better for this than him. Well, whatever. You use whatever you can. I find Chat GPT, at least the 5 is better than I use. I use them both for a while. Whatever works for you. You try them both. They're both free to try. What the hell? Who cares? Yeah. We have a lot of search engines too. You could try. And then I put then I said, tell me more about Lesko. Then I'm going some more. Then I said, tell me more about Lesko. Or I know the one I was doing today was how to get grants for living expenses. And I put that in there. And it gave you, see what it tells you, the organizations that are in business to give you grants. I mean, and it doesn't, but everything is right. Everything is right. See, if you go to Google and put, give me grants for living expenses, 99, 44, 100% of the things are wrong. They won't be people who are in the business of giving you right. Here, 99, 44, 100% are right. But the problem is that you have to take some time to narrow down. Then what I did was put, okay, give me some examples of websites for that. I got a lot of websites, pretty good ones too. So everything was right. It still is going to take work, definitely. But you will not waste 5 years, 5 months, or even 5 hours on Google getting nowhere. That's what you have to stop doing. I will post what AI generated for finding a pro bono lawyer that's not in Ottertail County for my brother. It was wonderful. Oh, Charity, yes. See, look at that. Look what Charity is. A pro bono lawyer Otter Tail. That's an interesting county. Is that in Idaho? Is that Charity? Otter Tail? You otter tail. You oughta not tail. The tale of two otters. Oh, Minnesota, that's right. Yeah, it does sound like it. What was I went on a free vacation with the government. There was a program called Passports in Time. Our son, we had two boys, and uh, and we went on a Passports in Time. We repaired old log cabins out in the middle of nowhere, actually near a penitentiary, in the middle of Minnesota somewhere, and learned how to restore modern wooden cabins, log cabins from 100 years ago or whatever it is. My kids were like 12 or whatever it was, and you get it all for free, and they feed you and everything. You had to get there, but man, what an experience! And the whole family doing that, working next to convicts and stuff like that. Man, the time of life. And that's why the experiences you could have are just wonderful. We did another one. We did one up in Maine on marine technology, and volunteered in a museum up in Maine with the government. And it's just great stuff. You could be a moose crossing guard out in the national forest somewhere for a summer vacation. Well, that's fun stuff. I mean, sitting on the beach is nice too, but man, you're not growing. You're just getting fat and burned. And there's other things. Your mind will grow. That's amazing how interesting. Like, yeah, yes, it can. My grandfather owned the logging mill. I grew up around a log cabin built. Oh, neat. That's really cool. Yeah, I learned that. And the kids were fun. At 12 years old. Then we went another one up in Canada on an archaeological dig, a free archaeological dig. We had to get there, but what the hell? Well, we're a free archaeological dig. That's neat. I mean, you could pay $10,000, $20,000 to do that somewhere, and with the government program. And that's why the tools are out there to do almost anything you want. But it takes initiative on your part. It takes perseverance on your part. And that's why people think that they can watch a video and I'm part of that problem, mainly because I'm trying to encourage people. So it sounds easy when you see an up, an up tempo voice counter. I mean, just think of myself. Well, there's a lot of grants out there. You may get it, you may not. It's going to take a lot of work, and I'm not sure where the hell they are. I can't get your attention that way. And I think of like diet books. Why do we sell so many diet books, and we have a country that's just getting fatter and fatter and fatter? Because we don't tell the truth, right? We have diet books with titles like Thinner Thighs in 30 Days. Now, just the real truth is you may or may not lose weight. It's going to be hard as hell. But so you got to get through. And unfortunately, I feel I have to do that. Otherwise, I can't pay attention. And I got to get your attention to be able for you to take advantage of this stuff. How else I get to? Yes. It may not work. Yes. It's going to take effort. And yes, it's a pain in the ass, but we say that with a smile because you have to get through that to solve the problem, and that's important. And all we're here for is just to help you solve that problem you have. We don't have the magic. We know there's sources out there, but matching up is effort on your part. And it's important because we have nothing better to do than to help you, because things like this, charity says, hey, that helped, and I got that, and I got my shed fed. Porsche, well, she said, yeah, I got my bill from the utility and I saved my phone. Otherwise, I would have lost my phone by now. I got that. But we get big things too. I got $50,000. I got $100,000. I mean, that kind of things too that are really life changing. And for not giving up. No, Lena, I feel it's my fault. It's my fault that you aren't doing that. It is not your fault. It is my fault. I smart enough, wise enough to figure out how to reach you. You don't have to change. I have to. It's my obligation. So that's why I can't say, "Hey, you stupid shit! Don't you know?" This is good. No, that doesn't work that way. You know, if you have an important message, it's your responsibility to figure out what it is. It's like being a good lover. A good lover does not have to be told what to do. A good lover talks from the heart to the heart. And because language is not none of us are good enough at language to be able to explain exactly what the hell we want. And that's why it has to come from the heart. Language isn't good enough. And that's why I love this. I love this. Before I used to go and do books. I used to do a book a year. I used to stay at home. I knew you when I was younger. Well, I guess I knew you when I was younger too. To see you as an adult has given me a toll. What do you mean you knew me when I was younger? Not even an adult? Confidence in getting what I need from the information. When I knew you when I was younger, and to see you, you're an adult seeing me. Okay. I thought I was the younger. Okay. Uh, and yes, and that's why I used to do a book, and and then I'd go around and do 50 cities after I wrote the book. That's where I would learn, do talk shows and everything, hear people's problems or whatever, go home and write another book for what they told me. When I start doing commercials, then I didn't do those talk shows around the country anymore. And that's when I lost touch. And now I'm back. I feel in touch with you because here now you're talking to you. I almost talk to you guys almost every day now, and the feedback. I do 4 or 5 videos a day, and that's how you learn, is by failing and feeling your heart and what works, what doesn't work. No, it's over here. No, it's right over here. No, it's right. Yeah. Like a good lover. Yeah, and you can't tell. You could just only know what's wrong. So I have to know what's wrong so I could get closer to what's right. You can't tell me what's right because you're not sure either. I'm 55 now, high school time TV. Oh, yes, my dad said, you are a fraud. Well, that they have a right to say that. I mean, everybody, I'm sure I miscategorize people a lot myself. We all do. It just makes life easier. Then we don't have to work. Oh, fuck. Don't want to put in the work anyway. So you just say, he's a fraud. And it makes life easier. But now life is too short for me. Too many people are in trouble that need help. And I feel we have little pieces of things that people could use. I mean, they're not big, they're little. And also what I see now, look at, we have 45, 50 people here helping each other with just knowing that other people are having the same experience that brings comfort, I think, and helpful and encouragement to keep going, because that's all it is. It's I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. So I'm wrong 90% of the times. I know that. I have data to prove I'm wrong. 100 books, 10 made money. That's what life is. So it is. That's why I'm so happy we're able to make it cheap as hell at $20. I think, everybody told me I'd never make money. We're making so much money, we're giving it back. Now that astounds me. I used to charge $10,000, $20,000. For rich people, we'll do that. I just think that's not right, and they're not fun to work with. They're not fun customers. All they want is money. And to hear the truthfulness and honesty, of you guys sharing your heart, it allows me to share my heart, and that is the best thing we have in life to give, is our hearts and what's inside. and to get that from somebody else as a special gift. I had a book from you, but we moved and I don't know what happened to it. I wouldn't know either, Laura. I don't have any more books to sell. This is better than any book. Now just think, you could ask me where to get money for something. And before I would pay you, I'd charge you $40, $50 or something, send you a book this big, you'd get it and oh, fuck, and you'd use it to keep open the stream door in summer or whatever. You'd never get to it. You don't have to read a book. You don't have to do anything. You just tell us what you need help for. Okay. On both platforms, we have the question corner. That's where you want to put a question. We have Facebook. You want to start a new discussion there. They're the only place to do that. Wendy, look at the, let's see, I think here's the meta. Here, I think this is the monster course. Okay, look at number 4 in here. There are other sources for the monster course. Okay, now the other thing you want to do is go to find help and search under your zip code for cars. I mean, like where I live, I mean, there's like 30 organizations that help people with cars in one way or another. Maybe it's for veterans, maybe it's not for you or whatever. That's okay. You have now a list, Laura, I'm sorry, Wendy, of people who are in the business of getting cars to people, okay? Maybe they're not people like you're doing for, but that means they know something about those kinds of programs. I don't know about those programs, particularly locally. Nobody else will. They will be your best possibility of sources. You not Google. You put in cars and Google. All you get, people want to get money from you. So you can't even ask us because we're not good enough. But we'll show you this way. So these 20, 30 organizations are the only people you want to talk to. And then that will lead to other people that are even better to talk to. That's how it is. I'm on Social Security, which is not subject to income taxes. Ooh, oh, aren't you guys in Alaska getting a grant now, everybody? I think last week or something. Would money from a grant be considered? Everyone is, communication is the key. Yes, Wendy. Don't worry about if it's tax deductible or not. The harder part is finding what you're eligible for that makes sense to apply to. That's the only time to ask the question. Asking the question now is really a waste of everybody's time because it's different for every program. Any answer you get at this time would be right. If somebody says, no, you can't have any more income, that's right. Some places. They say, oh, yes, you can. And that's right. Some places. Yeah. So don't bother. But it's an important question. I understand. And you can, in a few phone calls, learn more. Now, what you want to do, look at the Monster Grant Report, look and see if any of those subjects are subjects that maybe you want to do, you have home repair, okay? So what you do is you look at number 2 and look at all those sources around. Oh my God, you're not sure what to do. Doesn't matter. You just pick any one of those that, even if it's on a dart, throw darts at it on a dartboard. Call them and say, hey, I'm doing that. Or a good place, if you're a senior, Social Security, does that mean you're a senior, Jane? Then you want to go, here's an 800 number to call. But still go to the item number 2, and you still are going to have to call these, the sources that are there, unless this source helps you and solves the problem. So you always have to, you can't count on any one thing solving a problem. That's why you always have to have more sources. Okay, this elder care locator is where they'll hook you up with the local area office on aging. And the area office on aging will tell you about programs for seniors. But hey, you want to, you don't care if it's senior money or cartoon money, as long as you could apply. Yeah. And so that's why, yes. So if you get a no there, you have to keep looking and that item number 2 is the place to go. Get a business grant in South Carolina, and could you send me the monster report? Alfonso, the monster report, you click it up in the list. I just put it on. I'll put it again here. And to start for your business grants, oh no, that's elder care. Sorry. Here's the monster report coming again. Oh shit, I gotta pick up my wife at the airport. Okay, yeah, and then go to number 3 and make appointments. Make appointments. Get on the phone. Make appointments with the mentors, the business mentors that are in item number 3, and make appointments with more of them. I didn't mean to, but I don't sell anything. CJ, no, I lived off a lot of the court wanted settlements, so I don't have any income coming. So most grant sources said I don't qualify for their grants for rent payments, or could I get a contact that will? Well, Lena, I don't know. You follow, look in the. Okay, let me finish this entrepreneur business plan. We don't have an entrepreneur business plan. We show you how to get money and help if you're an entrepreneur and want to start a business. We don't have special packages. We only have one thing to sell you, and it's only $20. We'll never ask you for another thing. And you'll get an entrepreneur package or a horse manure package, anything you want. And actually, the government does give out free horse manure. It does. The county cooperative extension services, they do on their state farms. They have manure that they give to people for free for gardening. See, so you can be an entrepreneur or a horse manure and still get money from the government. Now, isn't that great? Yeah, I don't know. You must have thought that somebody else. You started between your nose. You gave me and love along all your community, which is the best. Has changed so many lives. Such a bottom. I am so much stronger now. Oh man, Charity, I just see. I have. I mean, if I'm able to do that, Charity, there is nothing else I should be doing in my whole life. I mean, that's a superpower I have no idea I have. And it's just beyond my comprehension. I mean, my younger me would probably try to ignore it because I don't know how to process it. There was one other thing I want to. Lena, start a discuss. Go to the question corner or over in Facebook and start a discussion. I'm going to have to leave, guys. I just it's. I don't know if I'm embarrassed or just so heartfelt I can't move, but I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.